Sorry about that, man. I was playing a game. I didn't realize that I was on the thing yet. Sorry about that.
It's all good. So welcome everybody. This is our first team huddle. It's our first conversation about Fast B&B. I kind of wanted to shed some light on some things I've learned, some tricks, tips, things about how you get someone started. I want to share a PDF about basically our reward system too, to shed some light on that, because there's a lot of questions. I was lucky enough to get introduced to this, and I found out on a Zoom with the creator of this, which I've done a couple Zooms. If you haven't seen the Zoom with me and Baman, he is the creator of this. He's been an IT guy. He's been around crypto, for about 8 or 9 years. So, from what I'm learning is this man is very well connected. He's very smart, and he wants to give back money to the community, which is very unique. So yield farming, once I heard this, I went and YouTube yield farming and was like, wow, this is legit. This is really cool what yield farming can produce for people. But when I saw it, I saw a lot of, I would say, like meme coins or people developing coins and maybe doing yield farming like that. So, then I started seeing where there's not too many platforms that I saw that were with BNB. I like BNB. I like to be able to use it to buy other coins. I like how the gas fees, aka transaction fees, are really low. They don't cost much money at all. So that was one thing that I loved about it. And I wanted to work with a certain person that introduced this to me. And then I found out I was the first person in the United States to be in this platform. This was December 24th. It's only been 19 days since I've been in here. And to be straight up honest, I put just one BNB in to see it work. And then I added 25 more. And then I've been doing some refarming, and I'm up to about 37 on my total deposit. So which you'll learn as we go, and I'll share some more on that. But first, I want to bring on my buddy Bobby, because I want him to just kind of give a basic overview on what yield farming is, because when he explains it, it kind of just goes, oh, that makes sense. So Bobby, I'm going to ask you to unmute, and if you could just give the community here an idea of what yield farming is.
All right. How's everybody doing? And thank you for having me on.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to try my best to say this as clear as possible. So basically what yield farming is, so BNB is a token. Fast BNB is a platform that allows you to take BNB and to stake it. So when you stake a coin, you then in return will get yield. So they call it yield farming. So I want to give you an analogy, okay? So first of all, I'm going to tell you, when you're staking a coin, I always say crypto will make you bank. Staking and yield farming, you become the bank. So what that means is you're actually lending your BNB to the platform. The platform is then lending out the coins to coins on the BNB network for liquidity. So as these different networks buy and sell tokens, so you have buyers and sellers. So when buyers and sellers are buying tokens and selling tokens, they need liquidity. They actually need tokens to make the sales and the purchases. So we're actually lending our tokens to buyers and sellers, and there's a fee, there's gas fees. So in return for us lending our tokens and letting them sit in certain networks, these projects are sharing their profits and their fees with us. And an analogy of this, and if I'm not explaining it well enough, let me know, Brian, but an analogy I thought of is like, pretend like you own land and you have a bunch of wood on your land, and your neighbor, he wants to build houses out of wood, but unfortunately right now he's all out of wood. There's a 90-day drought of wood, and you're the only person with wood. So what he does is he borrows your wood to build the wood houses. He pays you a percentage of profits off of the houses that he builds. And then in 90 days, over the course of 90 days, he gives you your wood back. Did I say that correctly? And I'll repeat it one more time. So yeah, when you're when you're yield farming, pretend like you own wood on your land and your neighbor wants to build wood houses, but he's out of wood. So in order to build those houses, he has to find wood. He borrows your wood for 90 days, which is the ox farming. That's 90 days.
Right.
He builds the houses. Then he pays you a percentage of the profits he makes off the houses. That's where the yield percentage comes from when he sells the houses. Then he gives you back over the 90 days. He returns the wood back to you. So you're staking your coin. Fast BNB is yield farming. They're putting it into certain projects within the BNB network. They're getting paid fees, gas fees by certain projects that pay high fees. And in return, they're splitting the profits with us, which is just, it's an amazing concept. So I hope I said it slow enough.
No, I think you did a great job explaining that. I like the analogy because it's just not super technical and I don't want to get technical. And I think that's just the best way of doing it. And, for what Bobby is kind of explaining, like I'll share this. Can you see the PDF where it talks about the ox farm, right? So this is the one I do. You're welcome to do other ones, but to be honest with you, I focus on ox farm just because it's the fastest way to get my returns. I was talking to a buddy, Manny, and I don't know if Manny's on here. If he is, he's the same way as I am. And
I'm here, Brian.
All right. Yeah, Manny, if you want to go ahead, and I respect your opinion, you're super knowledgeable about this, but like you did a really good job of explaining why ox farm over the others. Not saying the other ones aren't good, but ox farm, why do you like ox farm?
Yeah, there's a couple of reasons that I really like Ox Farm. Number one, it's the flexibility. The program is only 90 days. And after 90 days, you have a choice. You can redo the program again, or you can decide not to do it. It's just, you have the flexibility and the time is so short. And I was looking at the numbers, actually, if you decide to do it 4 times, let's just say in the year, if you decide to do it 4 times, you're doing 270% 4 times. And that pays out actually over the long haul better than the hen and the cow, if you're talking about over 12 months. But even besides that, I like the fact that in 33 days, your principal's back. So what other program can you get your principal back in 33 days? I mean, for me, just the timing is so quick. I just love it. And the other thing is, you are compounding every day and you're getting a little bit of principal back every day. So it's just for me, it's the fastest. And I like just being in control of my money, and I like being in control of my time. So I get to decide, do I want to do this program 3 times, 4 times, cycle it over, or how fast you want to do it.
Right.
It's like so that's why I'm a big fan.
For 600 days or 300 days.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of programs where you're locked in for 600 days, 150 days, 300 days. And this is not like that. 90 days, the program's done. And if you do the math, 33 days, your original principal is back.
Right. And this is another part that I kind of wanted to explain, because Manny's the one that helped shed some light on this aspect. So in the ox farm, this is the ox farm settings basically for me. I look at it as settings. You're in the ox farm for 90 days, right? Can you see that? Can you see the what I got wrote up there, Beal? Do you see that, or Bobby?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So, and my buddy Lawrence does a great job too. I don't know if you're on here, Lawrence, LJ. And so in 90 days, you're getting your principal trickled back. And Lawrence does a better job of explaining this than I do too. So I might just have Lawrence. Lawrence, do you want to explain a little bit on the ox farm and like how actually we're getting paid here by looking at this PDF?
For me, from my understanding, from what I've heard you and the leaders say, it's pretty simple. I mean, first of all, this is the marketing industry, right? So they're not going to sit here and break this down for you on the website. So they say 3% because combined total your earnings each day are 3%. 1.89 would be the farming yield that you're earning, and the 1.11 would be the percentage of your capital that you're getting back daily to return on that investment.
So
At the
you're
end of
saying,
90 days,
so you're saying I don't have to wait 90 days to get my initial investment back.
no, because it's coming back every day
Okay, so I'm
at
getting a little bit back.
1.111%.
Sorry,
right?
Good
Daily.
cop, bad cop.
Good cop, bad cop. I like it. At the end of 90 days, then you have to make the decision whether or not you're going to get another contract if you haven't already that's earning as well. Or you're just going to take all your earnings and go. I mean, that's in a nutshell, the easiest way that I could say to explain it. I mean, a lot of people think that in 90 days, is it still going to be there? Well, you will have already gotten it back in your earnings. So technically, no, it's not there anymore.
All right, cool. That's what I love about this even more, because now I see this and it's not we're getting 3% and then we get our initial back, because it was hard for me to wrap that around my head, and being longevity, sustainability. Now I can see where this has a lot more longevity and sustainability. That's two things that I want out of this than getting paid a ton of money and then something disappear because it's not real. So
Hey, Brian, when you get when a second pops up, I'd like to add something too.
go ahead, add it.
I have to share a story. My favorite part about this, and I had success with this today, and I'm not recommending anyone does this, but and I actually I pulled Brian into my madness today with it, and he was like, sure, I'll jump right in. Like, so I've been in for less than a week, and I'm close to, just with the referral bonuses, I'm close to having all my money back. So I had some money sitting in BNB that I pulled out. I pulled some of my profits out, and my rewards, profits, whatever we want to call them. And so I saw a token on the Binance Smart Chain today that launched this week. And I was like, you know what? The market's kind of down. This token has been going up. And so I took the 500 and I went on Pancake Swap and I bought an altcoin, and the altcoin in like 8 hours today is up like 50%. So, so I'm like, this is cool. Like, I got free money from
Right.
Fast BNB. I hate to use the word free money, because it's actually not free. So let me correct myself. I gained interest rewards, because it's not free money, because I have to put money up to earn it. So I don't look at it
Right.
as free. It kind of is, but I don't like that word. But I earned rewards for referring people. And then I took those rewards, I moved them into a coin on BSC and made it was like $250 today, which I'm still in the project. But
Some
then
money.
tomorrow, the next day, I'll move it right back in and then stake my profit. So to me, it's like it's like so much fun, and it was just a really cool experience for me. So I had to share. I called Brian today, and I'm like, Brian, you want to jump in on this? He's like, send me the contract address, and he
That's
jumped
good.
right in. So I thought it was cool.
So that's one thing I like about the BEP20 BNB Smart Chain. It's a very low gas fees. If you're on the ERC or the Ethereum network, and if you want to buy $100 worth of a coin like that, you're going to spend $100 in transaction fees. Here you're going to spend $2-3. So this is the right coin to be doing it with. And that's the whole thing about diversification and diversifying. So if we can use our crypto to make money in more crypto, you got to love it. This is too much fun. So I wanted to break that down so people understand that we are actually making on your initial farming, your stake, your per day is 1.889. And then your initial principal per se, like your investment, every day in that 24-hour span, you're getting 1.111, which come together 3%. So that way it's a very attractive. You're getting your money back quick, you know what I mean? And if you're in already, you are seeing some amazing rewards. Everybody here is like, this is incredible. Take your seed money. Get that.
Brian, if I could just jump in.
Go ahead.
So just to align with Lawrence, he's 100% correct, and that formula is correct. When I'm talking about 33 days, you get your money back. What I'm referring to is that if you put in 10 BNB today, in 33 days, you'll have 10 BNB, and that will be a mix of the principal and the earnings. So that's why I talk about 33 days, you get your money back. So The principal is coming back slowly at 1.1, per day over the 90 days. But my point is, you put in 10 B and B, 33 days later, you'll have 10 B and B.
And
So
that's what
that's
we're
pretty
doing.
exciting.
And that's without sharing this at all. And that brings me
Correct.
into the referral system. There's two ways we're getting paid besides on our principal, like the dividend. So the referral system, if I enroll LJ and LJ puts in $100, the minimum is 0.10 BNB, which is roughly $45 right now. I would say tell people it's 50, just so there's a little bit more for gas fees, transaction fees. So, but if LJ puts in $100, level 1, I'm getting $6. Well, then the next day, LJ buys another contract for $100. I get $6 more. I can instantly withdraw that in the back part of your Fast BNB in less than 7 to 10 seconds. It shows back in your MetaMask wallet. I'll repeat that. You can withdraw in less than 7 to 10 seconds. There's other programs out there I've been a part of and seen where it takes days to weeks to sometimes they just won't let you withdraw. So that fact that you're getting a refarming aspect, because me, myself, and even like Mike Beal, we do a lot of refarming. We buy more stakes because we want to increase our daily withdrawal availability, like what's available to withdraw. Being so new, being the very first group, like everybody on here is the first person, around you. You're the first person here. Nobody in your social media is talking about this. And maybe the person that you got started with, you saw it on social media, or maybe someone actually picked up the phone and called you. But every person down here, 10 levels, you're going to get, anytime someone refarms or starts, you're going to get that initial fast start. And then one thing that kind of is really exciting is going to the next level, the seed income. The seed income, and anybody?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Brian. We got some people trying to get in, Brian. Apologize. Can you put somebody as co-host so they don't have to interrupt you?
Yeah, I made someone that, but I can control it as well too. So I did it. I let them in. So this brings me to the seed income, and you can see both of these in the back dash. Like before you click dashboard, you can scroll down and you can see seed and referral. So this seed income, and to just break it down with BNB instead of money, if I enroll Bobby and Bobby puts in 10 BNB, in the course of a day, he's making 3%, like we talked about, total, and he's basically making 0.3 BNB, right? And in that time, I'm making 10% of 0.3 BNB, which is 0.03 BNB. That's just the seed from Bobby's contracts. Does that make sense? Am I explaining that right? Do you guys understand? So that goes down, you can see all the way to a level 100. Yes, it's only like 0.5 percent, but that's building depth in here that is really powerful in the seed income. So by sharing this with like 5 people, you never know where something's going to go or where something's going to grow. Like I've seen people that told me I have MetaMask. I never would have thought they would have had MetaMask and been on the Binance Smart Chain, and you know what I mean? And they're like, yeah, I know exactly what you're doing. How do I get started? And I'm like, wow, I'm definitely not judging. So, and we'll do some Q&As in a little bit. Jimmy, if you had a question, we'll do some Q&A. So like that's the seed part of it. So that's the 2 things I really wanted to go over. And the other part I wanted to kind of talk about too, because I just want to keep this smooth, streamlined, and then we can do some questions and answers, you know what I mean? And I want to share this aspect. So we've created a community on Facebook. This is the community. We called it Digital Passive Academy because we just didn't want to make the name Fast BNB because there would probably be a ton of them out there, to be honest with you. So hold on, there's more people trying to come in. There we go, let you in. So this is a safe place to add people. There will be no poaching. There will be no cross recruiting. And if there is, there's 0 tolerance. I will kick you out of the group and you can't be in there. Maybe you don't need the group, but maybe you do. Because what this does is it brings the whole equation called ATM, add, tag, and message. The highest money-making people in this industry utilize ATM. Add, tag, and message. LJ's like, what are you posting? let me add you to this group real quick. Let me tag you in this group that explains Fast BNB video in English, because there's one in Hindi and there's one in Russian too. They have a great YouTube channel, check it out. And then maybe he doesn't click with that one. Maybe he wants to know what yield farming is. So I'm gonna go to like featured or announcements, and you'll just scroll down, yield farming, explained. Me and Bobby did a great one. I'm pretty sure Bobby got about 50 friends from this video. You know, and then we go down and it explains, you know, how does yield farming work for BNB? There you go. You don't have to know this. Add them to the group. You're going to see this group just started. There's people getting tagged left and right. LJ is a perfect example here. Here's a really good understanding of it. So this is what this group is for. It's a safe place for you to be able to add people, to learn about it, to learn about MetaMask, to learn how to set it up, to see where, you know, people are showing testimonials. That's me. I did a walkthrough on how to buy BNB from crypto.com because they do not hold your crypto, and how to move it right over to MetaMask. And then if you want to send it back to crypto.com, you just reverse that action, you know, and then you can sell it and put it on your crypto.com card or put it in your bank account. Here's the Zoom I did with the creator, and he explains what's going on, because I asked him a bunch of questions like, how'd you come up with this idea? Did you see a long-term version in this? You know, basically, what's the company look like? Where is it located? What's the corporate team like? Are you doing incentive and trips? So he has done multiple different events. He's doing a promotion for people to maybe win a motorcycle or a car or laptops, or just if you want B&B, they're giving that out too. So we are a very early startup. And you know, here's how to withdraw and regrow your balance. Like we talked about refarming. Here's a short little video that explains that. So we have the tools. You just have to find them in the group. Don't be scared to use this group. Add people to the group. This group is your friend. If something happens, reach out to administration, anybody, and just say, hey, this happened. We'll just kick them out of the group. I don't even care. You're not supposed to be in there. I hope you guys are okay with zero tolerance. Just don't do it. If someone's like, hey, how do I get started? Get with the person that added you, because all I got to do is click these names right here and then find out who added Bobby or who added Carl or who added Manny. You know what I mean? So that's one thing that's really important. But besides that, I'll show you a little bit on the back office part real quick too. So maybe you'll get an idea of that. Yeah.
I tried to add myself to that group, but it's private, so you cannot be added.
I think we took that off. You just have to answer the questions, but
I can't even find it.
Message me and I'll invite you to the group, or whoever you're talking to, message them and they'll invite you to the group. We want this group to be not spam group. I don't want someone to run traffic to this group. I want someone to be like, hey, I talked to Bobby. Bobby, I want to add you to a group, or I'm talking to Bobby. I'm not just inviting a bunch of people to the group or sending out a link for people to join. That's how I like to keep it, because it builds the right type of relationships, if you know what I mean. So here is the Fast BNB on my computer. I like to run it from mobile, but if you put your MetaMask extension in this, you'll just click the extension, and then you'll see I'm on this account 1, or there's an account 2. So in account 1, as long as you're on that account, you can refresh the page. If you're on that MetaMask account, your address will pop up. There's my address to account 1. Memorize your address too. Go to dashboard. And even before dashboard, you can scroll down and see what I'm talking about. Referral program, seed program. Just get an understanding of this. You know, and soon to be, the audit is going to be on here, and the smart contract link is going to be on here. We asked corporate, we said it'll be on there. And I think it was the next 48 hours. I can't remember what they said, but in days to come, which I just say 48 hours, and they'll be with us and tell us what's going on. So looking at the dashboard now, you can see here's your withdrawal availability. So you can see your total team. Over 1,000 BNB has been in my team so far, and this has been 19 days. This account, I put 1 BNB in and I've withdrew 37. This has potential to make a lot of money even without putting a lot in. And I did this on purpose because I wanted to show that. So you want to click withdraw, You click yes. Simple as this. That yes will pop up on your phone or on your computer. It takes a little bit because we're streaming through Zoom, but this will pop up and I will click confirm. And we go back over here, click on my MetaMask, and you will see there's 8.9 BNB in here. Now there's 12.1. How fast was that withdrawal? You know, I mean,
Super fast.
yeah, you can't argue with that. Now it's in my wallet. If I want, I can send those 12 BNB right back to crypto.com, and they're nowhere around this. So get your money back in your wallets and be safe, have fun with this, right? Or I can go back in and I can just, I don't know, maybe click right here and farm more. So if you know, say you have another account, you're working one for a friend, because I know Carl does a lot for his people. How many grandchildren do you have? 300?
33.
33. So he runs a lot of accounts for people. So say this is an account. This might be my wife's account. So I come here, you see it's still my old address. What you need to do is just refresh the page. That's what you need to do, and bang, the address changed. See that? Same thing with when you're getting started. Now I'm going to talk about that next. When you're putting a link in. So if I come down here, this one, there's 37 BNB. I click withdraw and do the same thing. Yes, it's going to pop up again. I mean, folks, have you been a part of something that you can literally take your money out that fast? I mean, it's incredible how fast that goes. And you'll see this right here, this number go away and start over. And then you'll see, yep, there it goes. Popped away, it's gone. And now you see the BNB 21. Well, let's start 3. Stake. This pops up. I'm refarming. I'm starting another 90-day contract, right? I'm just hitting confirm. And now it's going to add it right here to the total deposit. And you'll be able to see this on the smart contract, and you'll see every movement that you've made and everything that you put in and everything everybody's put in and put out too. So then that BNB, bang, goes right here to my total deposited. And now I am farming 40 BNB, and I started another 90 days where I'm getting paid 1.111 on that 3 BNB for those 90 days. Plus it adds to the value of my overall available withdrawal balance. I hope that makes sense. I love this program. This is the smoothest thing I've ever seen. So now it brings me to your link. This is the link that you're going to share, but what you're not going to do is share it. Does that make sense? Probably not. But you'll send this to somebody after, to be honest, you'll send this to somebody after they have set up MetaMask, after they have set up a Binance Smart Chain. Hold on, Neville. Oh, there you go. After they set up a Binance Smart Chain on their phone, on their computer, and then after they have BNB into their account. You're not giving links out. We are not clicking on links here. This is different from everything you've probably ever experienced, where you're like, hey, click my link, join my company, buy my pills, buy my potion or lotion. Nope, it's not like that. This is get your MetaMask set up, get your Binance Smart Chain set up, put your network in, then you copy that link. So I copied that link a minute ago. And then what you'll end up doing is, say we just start say I'm a new person, and your address part is not there. Just imagine this is not there. So I'm going to paste that link and I'm going to hit enter. This is the new person's, well, that really worked out real well, but forget it. It's probably overloaded. But you put the link.
Hey, Brian, if you want, I'll give you my code. You can put the 3 BNB.
Just put it in there. I'll start another contract. Right? Yeah, but you're going to put that link in when the person you're going to give them that link when they have it all set up. They're going to copy that link and they're going to go to the MetaMask on their phone. There's 3 little lines and you'll see browser. You click on browser, then you paste it in there. That's how you make sure that they're enrolled to you. Another piece of advice I got, which now I'm doing every time, because you don't want to lose someone to cyberspace. They're still fine. They're still making their 90-day contract, but Bobby knows the hurt to this one. I know the hurt to this one. My buddy David knows, a lot of people know the hurt because we got to control who we're talking to. So when they get started, through that process, just have them start with 0.12 or pick something that's normal, like that you remember, 0.15 or 0.10, like the minimum, right? So there you go. I think LJ put something down there. And so that way you see them in your referral list, because that's one thing you don't want to mess up is you want to see them in your referral list before anything, if that makes sense. So that is one. Here you go. I'll show you now. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about, which I've done lost everybody on Zoom with it. Hold on. The whole thing disappeared. That's crazy. All right. So we're going into my dashboard. If I enroll, oh wait, let's go to this one. If I enroll, I don't know, someone new, and well, let's just go to dashboard. Sorry, no mess. We come down and they get started at, say, the 0.17. I'm going to ask them, well, what's your link address? And they're going to tell me, and I'm going to see it. They're going to tell me, and they're going to tell me the first four, or maybe the last four. There you go. You see that they're there. Now they can add their 200 BNB, you know what I mean? Or their 23 BNB, whatever they want to add. That's the thing that I want to make sure everybody does, and just take it slow. Yes, it's a couple extra steps, it's a couple extra minutes, but then you will not lose your referral. If you do lose your referral, you just have your referral go into their Binance Smart Chain and just click on create another network. And they're basically create another BNB Smart Chain, and then they can link your link to that one, and then they're back referred to you. They start with 0.10, and then they can start building their team. You know what I mean? So that's my advice. Take it slow, start small, make sure you see them in your back office, and then you go from there. So
I actually thought about sorry to interrupt you.
no, go ahead. I was done talking.
But it happened to me today. Someone put 4.23 BNB and they're excited and they told me, and I'm like, wait a minute, like I didn't see my account, because your account will pop, like it's instant. Rewards are instant when someone, because the blockchain's, it's all connected and it's so fast. So I went and looked and I kept hitting refresh and I'm like, wait a minute. And I was frustrated, but at the same time, I thought I try and find a positive out of all negatives. And I thought about it. It's actually a good thing, because it'll prevent people from just spamming their links.
Right.
So I actually like it now. When I thought I was pissed off when it happened, but now I'm like, just because it's an honest mistake, it was nobody's fault. Like, honestly, it could have happened to anyone, but I was like, man, that stinks, you know? But I'm like, it's actually a great thing, because you can't just spam your link everywhere. Because if you do, it could actually affect you getting rewarded. So I actually, in the long run, I actually think it's great for the company, because I'm big on relationships. You have to build a relationship and walk people through the process. So that's all I wanted to add.
And I don't know, Jacob, I see what you're writing in there too. Alan has done a lot of research, because he's the one that actually signed up somewhere else on with me. If you figured that out, DM me and explain it to me, because we have lost some people through cyberspace not signing up right. But I was told by the tech support for FastBNB, if somebody does that, I'm sorry, it's a smart contract and there's no going back. There's no changing it. You know,
He said for their second referral. So you probably had him open a new wallet.
right. Yeah, you open a new wallet, a new account two, and then you do it. Because I mean, even Mike Beal knows a lot about smart contracts, and Mike, if you're available to say anything about what you like about FastBNB or like smart contracts or what you've seen.
Well, yeah, there's a lot. Can you hear me okay? Sorry, it's a little dark here. I'm in the kids' room. I had to put a little screen behind me because they're messy bed. But that's real life, right? First of all, hey Bobby, how you doing, buddy? Haven't seen you in a while.
Man, Mike, I was like, man, I was scrolling through and I was gonna send you the emoji eyes. Like, I see you, man. It's great to see you. It's been a while.
You too, buddy. You too. There's several things I like, Brian. First of all, in the smart contract, they don't have access to our money. They can't take off with it, just like, the owners of it. So that's what I loved, first and foremost. And I've been in other farming projects. I want to throw this in as well. We were doing something with another company at an exchange called Anchor Swap, but you have to go and actually transfer your whatever Ethereum or whatever to another token to swap, Pancake Swap, and have to go and buy that and do all this. And the fees are extremely high. And then you farm it So when you do make kind of like what we're making here in Fast BNB, when you do withdraw it, you have to go back to that token, and it eats up all your rewards. So you make minimal. So first of all, I like how they keep it direct, with BNB here, and the fees are super small and everything. And I like, we were talking about how we created the accounts, and how we're, for everybody that wants to get the initial principal back and everything, we do that 30 days, get your money back and everything, so you feel comfortable. And then we teach people how to, once they get at least 50 in their account, they can refarm every day. And that's my goal, is to build, hundreds of contracts and everything. So every day my balance is higher, so my percentage is more on that account. And we can go in more training some other time to kind of show people, little different strategies and everything, and why you'd want to do that. Because ultimately we're here to make, grow our seed money and everything, make as much as possible. And that's one way to do it. And of course, referring people and teaching them to do the same thing. So
I love that. And that's great too, because if someone does not want to recruit anybody, they can still build up more in their own account without recruiting people by just starting new contracts.
Exactly. That's the whole point. Yeah.
And Mike, would you mind really quick? You said something powerful, because a question I get asked a lot, and I'm sure that people on the call get asked this a lot. When you said that the money is protected in a smart contract, so they can't just run off with it. Could you elaborate a little bit on that? Just so if someone's out there and doesn't understand that, what that means?
Yeah, I mean, smart contracts, once it's on the blockchain, it can't be done. The owners, the creators, they can't touch it. It's deployed and it's going to be there forever. They can't shut it down. So this program is going to be running forever, as long as people, have, BNB in it. So, we've been a part of programs, and you see some of these scams out there and these money games that people get hurt, right, and taken advantage of. And the difference is, this here is going into a smart contract, and other places, it's tying directly into your MetaMask, into your wallet and all that stuff. It's going into a smart contract. We saw several, just, there was a bunch that's been popping up left and right lately. They'll give you an actual address where you have to send your Ethereum, your Bitcoin, your Tron, or whatever it is. And it goes into their wallet where they hold it. And then it's just like the new money paying the old money. It's just a big money game. Well, I like the smart contracts because no one can touch it. No one can stop this. No one can shut it down and everything. And hopefully that makes a little bit of sense, but it's like very reassuring compared to some of the programs. And I see a lot of people that got hurt and taken advantage of.
I like it.
I think that was great. Sorry, Brian, go ahead. I think that was great.
Hey, Brian, can I add something? We were talking about this before we got on this call, but
and Alan, give them a little background. You've been in 20 years of finance, right?
Well, yeah, I was in corporate finance with a Wall Street firm, doing institutional money or institutional lending to hospital medical device companies for 20 years. So I retired. Well, yeah, I retired from that and started a second career as a teacher, which I actually love, doing something that's a little more fulfilling than.
Oh, you just went there to get paid more, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. It's exactly what I did. But when we talked earlier about, we had some understanding of how the payback was done. We kind of clarified that. We were thinking, well, do we get money back at the end of the 90 days or is it paid out over the time? And we learned we confirmed it was paid out over the time today, which actually makes this a lot more sustainable from a financial standpoint than saying that you're going to get money back at the end of 90 days, get your principal back, because it did not make financial sense. This does. But along those same lines is, I know ox farming is what we're talking about, but I'm sitting here looking at the hen farming, which is a 1.25% return daily, but it's a one-time investment and it's for infinite. There's no big timetable on it. So if you're looking for cash flow, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, if you put say 10 BNB in, you're going to get 0.125 BNB back infinite. So it's not 90 days. It's 90 years. I mean, theoretically. I mean, obviously, but it's a perpetual contract. It's not a termed contract. So I'm going to dive more into that over the next day or two, since I've really kind of looked into this. I know if you're going to if you will turn the contracts every 90 days, that actually will make more money over time, definitely mathematically. But I'm just thinking from a standpoint, if you made a one-time investment of 10 BNB and didn't do anything else, you're going to get 0.125 BNB forever, every day. And that's what that contract is saying. And I'm like I said, I'm going to dive in a little deeper and confirm some things, but that is very attractive from a cash flow standpoint.
Hey, I like making earnings, some passive income. That's why we're here. So
Brian.
thank you. Yes, sir.
I just wanted to share, there's a lot smarter people than me on this call, as well
Hey,
as.
you own 3 businesses, 3 CrossFit gyms in Chicago. You're a businessman. You're working all the time. Don't.
Thanks, I appreciate that. Also, some very savvy people here within the crypto niche, experienced people like Alan Driggers. But what I really like about this program is for 0.01, somebody can get started. So you can get someone in for a couple $100 so they can check it out and start to get their feet wet in crypto. They get to see that contract move. They get to see those returns small, doesn't matter, come into that withdrawal spot every day. And for me, that was a big deal. The second thing is basically everybody on this call is, maybe a few more that aren't on this call, is all of North America. So the opportunity is wide open. I mean, the timing couldn't be better. I mean, Brian says that he was the first and I was fortunate enough to be the second, which is cool, I guess, but it's just timing couldn't be better to really take advantage of an opportunity and make something happen. And I mean, once you figure out setting them up on crypto.com or Binance.us, or once you get the MetaMask on there so that you can, set it up through the BNB, it's simple. It's like 1 or 2 steps and that's it. They're off and running. They can get excited and they can go tell all their friends about it. A couple $100, boom, 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 boom. Contracts start coming in, your numbers start going up. This is big.
I like the fact that you talked about how it's only 0.10. So what I did is I gifted a friend that I've made that's from South Africa, young kid working to be a firefighter. I sent him over just 0.15 and he is just ecstatic. It's his first time making money. He's working to be a firefighter. He's a farmer. So it's able to give people the ability to start making some money, and then yes, he can share it. And
that's right. He's an ox farmer.
Yeah, now he's in. he might be an ox farmer. Honestly, it's kind of funny, but that's hilarious. So, and another thing that we've done, and I've done too, is I've made videos. I've made videos on how to stake an account, how to do, refarm, how to move money from crypto.com to MetaMask. I'm trying to do as many videos as I can to help people. And I'm trying to be as transparent as I can and just try to basically show everything I can show and then work with leadership. So if there's questions along the way, you're welcome to message me and I'll try to find the answer. So,
hey, there's a comment in the chat box. Jacob Diamase. I don't know how you say your last name. Sorry about that. But if you watch the video that Brian did with Biman, the owner, they dive into a lot of that you're asking questions about the future and how long-term it could be for paying out. First of all, farming's done in a bunch of different ways, but secondly, they've got big plans for where this thing can go with regards to the continent of India and the people that are over there. And if you watch that call, it's really refreshing. I mean, there's a long-term scalable avenue that they have for this starting here for this opportunity.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I kind of dove in with Biman in a group about the Flamingo Exchange, how they have Flamingo Travel, Flamingo Medic, Flamingo Insurance. So there's an exchange that's going to come out that's they're not end goal, but they want to bring this ecosystem. And I was like, well, where do you see this in 12 months? And he's like, a $500 million platform, FastBNB. Where do you see it in 2 years? He's like 1 billion to 2 billion, depending on how far you take it, Brian. I was like, oh okay. So they have more things coming down the pipeline. These are IT guys that are backed by obviously some big financial stuff. So they're working with the Indian government and they're doing it the right way. And that's what we like to hear. So I really think this is the most special thing that I've came across, and the ability to, if you didn't see my dashboard, I've basically withdrew about 80 BNB in 18 and a half days. That's incredible. So I don't know what else to compare that to besides I need to focus on this because I can help everybody else do the same. So thank you for being on. Thank you for spending your night. listening here. It's incredible. We probably had about 100 people on. I don't even know. I'm not even nervous anymore. I don't care. I'm just going to tell you what I can tell you and have fun with this. And, you know, just like Jimmy, I'm going to have a beer and, you know, buddy, let's have some fun and let's become farmers and make some extra money and help everybody do the same thing. So I'll see you in the Facebook group. Any questions ever, reach out. Thanks. And we'll do some more team Zooms. You guys got special Zooms you want me to jump on and be a part of? I'm here. Just reach out. Okay. We
Thanks,
good?
guys.
Thanks, guys. See you, everybody.
Thank you.
Welcome. See ya.